Hello, everybody. We are back. I meant to do this yesterday, but I had a really nasty headache, so I took a day off. Sure, you guys will understand. Alright, so today the goal was to make two variations of a meta team and share it with you guys. But because I wanted to kind of refine the teams a bit further than usual to make them easier to use and make sure they should actually be viable, I actually did the team building off stream today. However, most of them should look fairly similar to everything you guys will see on ladder. But I'll still go through them just to kind of give the idea of how the team is meant to be played, and then we will play some games. The goal is going to be about 4 games per team. I have a fast variation and a bulky variation. I'm not really used to playing these types of teams, but they're all pretty strong. Should be able to at least give a general idea. So this is the first team. This is the fast variation. The codes are on the side. Hopefully you guys can read them. So first we got Tolkien. Pretty standard. One of the best fire types in the game. Has priority with Fiery Soul Tornado, a nuke with Fire Tornado, and Windburst. Just Tolkien's base speed is kind of low, so you don't want to invest fully in it. The HP is to live a water cannon from Ukama. You shouldn't have to do that, hopefully, but it's there in case you need it. Stamina's kind of rough, but it's nice to have a 3-turn rotation, and then just rest and special attack. Platamus. This is to be faster than Nesla, so you don't get T-Strike and you get Toxin Showers and stuff off first. It's just a good breakpoint to hit in general. Stamina's for a Sweatband breakpoint. HP and defense is to live a Turbine from a Turok, and then the rest in special defense or special attack. Volfi, 221, kind of the same breakpoint, or just a bit of a faster breakpoint, so you can get Plagues off before an Oshiara would be able to Serbatios. Hello, Himi, welcome. I calced the special attack for some variations of Turok being able to 2-shot it. It was just kind of a way to split up HP and special attack. Volfi really likes HP and kind of dies if it doesn't have any, so I can't recommend not investing in it at all. But it's still meant to be a little bit faster, higher damage team, so that's why I did put some in special attack. Oshiara, so this HP allows it to live an Electro Punch from a War Drums Albion, and also a Wastewater from a Hazrat after the Toxic Tick. The Stamina, it's got Fake Beard, which gives it kind of like a 3-turn rotation with Tsunami, Serbatios, Waterblade. But just in case it gets... but this actually gives it a 4-turn rotation with Tsunami, Serbatios, Waterblade, Waterblade. It's kind of nuts, so... just with that much invest, as long as it starts on the field and gets both turns of the Invigorized, which is nice. Oshi calc for new E-Punch after nerf? Yes, I just did the calcs, so everything's updated for 1.5. The rest is special attack. Oshiara loves special attack because it just scales to insane levels after getting a Serbatios off and getting the +2. Hazrat. So this one, the HP is to live a Turbine from Turok. Hazard would take a whole bunch of HP invest to live like tornadoes from it, just about anything. So I just went with the Turbine since that's a little bit easier to calc for. Stamina 3-turn rotation. I just maxed attack and through the rest in speed since 240 is still a pretty good breakpoint for Hazrat. You could take some out of attack and put some in HP or speed. Like, this team is just kind of like a guideline. You can definitely switch stuff around. I know a lot of people playing teams similar to this will take a lot out of attack. It's even some out of speed to put more defensively, so you can just get a heat up off to supplement the lower attack. Panther, thank you for the sub. I really appreciate it. There's the deep derpy mode. I went with Toxic Farewell here, but after the nerf, I honestly think Contagious is almost on par with it. Kind of optional. I guess you still need 3 talks of Contagious for it to be equal to Toxic Farewell. But you could try switching it up. Shelllant, it's really a support, but it gives so many flexible leads and creates so much space. You can pair it with either Inky or Hazrat. Hazrat gets a free heat up off. Inky and Shelllant cover each other's weaknesses super well. Maxed out speed for max Haito value. It also means that you can get a lot of You can get Kesugatame on tempo on almost anything. Speed drops happen as soon as they're applied in this game, just like Pokemon. The HPs to live a turbo attack from Molgu, which I think is like the strongest thing other than like a Gamma Burst I could calc for. Stamina, 3-turn rotation, and then the special attack is just extra. Like I said, Shadowlance is support. It's not meant to be super offensively scary, but having some invest is nice for Soul Shout, and it has Sensei Robe to supplement its damage. Inky got some defensive buffs last patch for like no reason at all. So you don't actually need to invest in his defenses at all. I would have gone 500, 500, but you need 4 stamina for a 3-turn rotation. Maxing speed is important because Inky's speed ties max speed Showlant, and also Inky's fairly common right now, so being able to speed tie other Inkies is valuable. But I mean, like, yeah, you go pretty high damage anyways. Tuvine, this speed breakpoint lets it turbine faster than Hazrats. I guess, you know, let's just pretend you're not seeing me edit my spreads here. We're just gonna up this up to 200 so we can outspeed max speed Platimus as well. Yeah, so Platimus is super common. It's actually on both teams. So that's why I just decided to do that. I made that decision later on for the Turok, which has a similar idea, but I forgot to change it on the Tuvine. It's only 105 invest, completely reasonable. And it still outspeeds a whole bunch of stuff. It doesn't really need stamina because bait does the job as soon as it procs. And Receptive, I prefer Determined, but Receptive's a bit easier to use because it just gives you more value with bait. You could also actually bring it in next to Showlant and get 2 turns of evasion. A little fun thing for you. So that's the speed of your team. I think we'll start with this team. I'll do like 4 games with it, and then I'll swap to this bulkier team for another 4 games. But I'll go through this one here. The token is the exact same build. It's just, token's pretty standard. You could invest more than 221 speed, but it just hurts to do that. You can skimp on stamina a little bit, but I like being able to stay on the field 3 turns no matter what. Platimus I have just a little bit slower, but the same HP breakpoints. This is just faster than max speed Volphy, so still relevant. You could have it up to 273 or even a bit less, but I just figured since the rest of the team is slower, it doesn't need to be as high. Volphy's quite a bit different. So here I only reach 200 speed. This reaches max speed Golzy and Platimus. Having a Sludge Gift go off before an Oshidashi from Golzy's kind of nice. Max HP just gets a lot of value from it, and then whatever's left in special attack. I have Sandstorm here because you get less value with Bush because you have less speed. You could try Jinx Whisper, Lifeful Sap, or even Quicksand. But Sandstorm is just what I chose on this team. Turok is once again 200 speed. Outspeed Platimus, Toxin Showers, and Aqua Bullets and stuff. Turok gets a lot of value from splitting its HP and special defense. I don't know a perfect breakpoint, but this is the one that a little calculator I used came up with, so that's what we're going with. It's not going to be one-shotting anything anyways, so you can kind of skimp on attack. And I just went up to 61 stamina just in case it gets exhausted and Fake Beard doesn't get its full turn value. Grunder I split between HP and defense. You could actually take even more out of attack and put some in HP. I still like having high attack. You can replace Paralyzing Poison with Beef Up as well. Both kind of help against stallier teams, bulkier teams. But this is just kind of what I went with. The little bit of speed is so that with Piezo Electric Blow, you can outspeed 220 speed Tems, which is a nice breakpoint. It also beats speed ties with other Garunders and a few other slow things, so it's kind of nice. Chimerian, really standard. With bait, Chimerian actually lives Fiery Soul from a Pyro max special attack Pyro token, I believe. I believe so. Because the burn won't proc. So that's a nice little matchup you can hopefully not get into, but it's there if you need it. Speed's just for a little bit of speed creep and just to outspeed stuff like Psypat with Glass Blade if needed. Stamina's just to reach the 61 breakpoint, and the attacks just fill. Nothing special here. No rush. You don't need to run rush anymore because Glass Blade's priority. Sharpening is just kind of the flex slot option. You can also run Sharp Leaf. Sharp Leaf's about the only other move I would choose, but Sharpening's nice because if you get in on a good swap, you can just click Sharpening and get a huge boost. Because you can reach 255 speed or something, and also that just skyrockets your attack even further. It's very nice, very punishing. Adoro, I actually haven't seen a whole lot of Adoro's post-patch when it got its bulk nerfed a little bit. I still think it's very strong though. You just invest 700 in defensive TVs. Just a little bit of special attack, and the thing's completely a wall. Has a 3-turn rotation with this stamina. And you get to get tons of toxic skin value. Reactive Vial helps it so that if somebody does have a super effective Tem in front of you, you can just completely prevent their type advantage. Nesla. So Nesla can be built faster. The biggest matchup that's important for Nesla is going up against Tolkien. But you can end up speed creeping against Tolkien's, but you never know exactly what speed they're running, so it's just kind of a never-ending problem. So I actually like slower Neslas here, like this one. With 182 speed, with Aquatic Whirlwind Water Blade, you can outspeed max speed Chromion, which is a nice breakpoint to hit right now. And you'll still outspeed like max speed Tolkien. It's just you won't have prio advantage. You also live a whole bunch of stuff. Being able to take a wastewater plus maybe a resisted hit because of camo is super nice. And the special attack is just kind of fill. Stamina's 3-turn rotation as usual. That's a really brief overview of both teams. But we're just going to hop in. Oh, I don't even get to warp. That's a-okay though. Get right into a match. Alright. Like I said, it's the faster variation. We're going up against Welsh. I have a feeling he's going to ban my Shellant. Then again, my 2-Vine's actually pretty strong here. I'm thinking I'm going to ban the Mashuk. Because if 2-Vine gets banned, I don't have a whole lot for it. I have Tolkien, but he's got triple water. So he just ban the Inky. Maybe it's not a Decidor in a Geist. Maybe it's Water Custodian. No, it's got to be Decidor. There's a Chimerian and stuff on that team. I guess he's just afraid of it being faster and then still getting a T-Strike off. I can still pick Shellant. This might be a really good game for the Shellant 2-Vine combo. Yeah, because we can put a lot of pressure on Acronox. 2-Vine has bait, so even if they do break through, they will not be able to poison for the Venom Spread combo. I would anticipate a Platamus ban now, because Platamus is the perfect swap into this combo, as it resists the Water Cannon and will prevent the Venom Spread from going off at all. Ooh. Banning the Hazrat would be a little interesting. Okay. I want to ban either the Platamus or the Chimerian. I'm not real sure which one, though. Platamus, I think, is going to be the bigger pain, so I'm leaning towards that. But I only have one fire to deal with Chimerian. I think it's still going to be the play, though. I'm going to pick my Plotamus first, see what he does. Yeah, it's looking like a Volphy Tolkien game. Hello, Mr. Bossy, welcome. And like Cube, hello. Yep. So I wanted to create a team that I can recommend to players who are like, oh, what's strong this meta? Can you give me a team code? Because there's been a lot of those lately. And I really didn't have an updated code for this patch, so I wanted to make a couple and play some games for people to get an idea of how the team's played. I nailed it. Yeah. I mean, okay, so it's Drill Whip Lump, so that's fun. We do know it's Drill. And a Schween's Horn Acronaut. Oh wow, he's just bug abusing there, so that's lame. All right. I wouldn't be surprised to see a water cannon plus a soil steam into the 2-vine. I'm gonna throw a soul shot at the Acronox and a Nox bomb at the Whiplump. Ooh, maybe a slow Whiplump. That's interesting. And my Shadowland's not super strong, but that still seemed like it did a lot. Ah. See, that seemed really risky because it would have been a 100% free swap into Plotamus there. So I'm surprised to see he went for that. But that's okay. I still got Volphy here. The Geist is kind of going to be a problem. I wonder if he'll do something like Tornado the 2-vine, then throw something at the Acronaut. Nothing, like he's got Chimerian that can eat the Plague. There's nothing that wants to eat Turbine though. And I'm going to Turbine just in case he was to try and Venom Spread Water Cannon the Volphy. I don't think it'll work anymore, but you never know. I'd also assume it's pretty close to min speed Acronox, but maybe there's some invest on it. It looks like he's taking a while to think here. He swaps the Whiplump. Or the Chimerian. That's fair. For sure. Double swap. Stinky Alice, okay. Bit interesting, not what I was expecting. I feel like he's got like 500 plus bulk on every single one of these Tems. I don't even know if Dust Vortex kills this Gialis for sure. Yeah, dang. I may have lost just turn 1 by getting that prediction wrong. The drill on the Whiplump really made me think he was going to target my 2-Vine. Because even a water cannon plus a soil steam would have done probably 70-80% of my 2-Vine's health. So that's why I wanted to threaten stuff at the very least. It would have been a free swap in for Platimus too. Because he would have been half health on his Whiplump, and I would have been full on everything. Just about. I think I have to take a risk. Okay. I thought he was going to swap in a Geist there, because if I had Dust Vortex and swapped to Tolkien, I would have been very sad, because I would have got Dust Vortex would have done nothing, and Tolkien would be in danger of dying. If I swapped Plat, he had NATO up. I know, but then all I do is I just Nox Bomb the Whiplump a second time and kill it, while I swap Platimus for the Shelllant again or something. And then at the very least, it's Shelllant for Whiplump 1-for-1 trade. And then if he decided to swap to... Or if he had decided to attack my 2-Vine after that, still would have been fine. Yeah, this is just bad predictions all around. Okay, so now he swaps in the Nagase. So I was just a turn late, but it's too late. Yeah. Plus Plat doesn't even die to a tornado anyways. Well, at this point, we just kind of stay in a Fiery Soul of Chimerian. Like, I could swap to Volphy, sure. Oh, he's just going to Frond Whip Nagase Fury, and there's not really anything I can do. Okay. There's that. So I got that prediction at least. But 2-Vine is OX now. Wump up in the Geist. I still think I lose this. He's still pretty free to just Fury. Laura Weaver, hello, welcome. We are struggling after a really unfortunate turn 1. Meta teams finally. It's just a allow the, like, just to try and show how the team's played for anyone who's like to download them. Yeah, I'm not gonna stick with this. It's just gonna be kind of a one-day thing. Psy Surge. So he's just gonna double into the Volphy. If I can live the water cannon, I didn't look at Blizzard. Okay. So he's got a slow whip bump with Blizzard. That's creative, and I respect it. But that sucks. I only got one prediction right the entire game. So, that's rough. Like in the bulky team, but with so many speedy teams, the extra bulk let them trade well. That's actually the speedy team. This is the bulkier one. So I'm playing 4 games with the speedy team first. That's why the Naga screwed me over a bit more. If I had the bulky team, I would have managed a bit better, I'm sure. But I mean, both teams are. No matter what team you're running, you do want some amount of speed and some amount of HP, pretty much, because they give so much value just for breakpoints. Like if you're running a fast team without any HP invest at all, it has to be well created. Yeah, GG. You really threw me off turn 1. Like, first of all, Screw Drill, I hate that item. I didn't think you'd actually double the Shaolant because it was a free swap on Diplatamus. So, definitely threw me off there. Well played. Ninja, hello, welcome. You go safe keeping Naga alive? Yeah. Still worked for you. The blizzard also caught me off guard. I think I could have lived a water cannon, but not a blizzard. Figured you were okay turn 2. Yeah, I think it still would have been kind of rough because I could have just Nox bombed your whip lump and finished it off. New emotes. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of. It's just the follower emotes, low quality. Gotta put you in a rough spot turn 2 the way it went. Yeah, but trying to catch up from losing a Tem on turn 1 always is really tough. You haven't got them? They should be follower emotes. Are you even following? I blame you if you don't have them. Shalioli. Not really afraid of Gallios here because I have enough speed. Couple water, so Tolkien's fine. Platimus is a bit of an issue. I don't know. I haven't played enough games with this team to know exactly what its strengths and weaknesses are. Everyone loves the derpy mode. That's. I appreciate that the concept art for Pookie was publicly posted, and I was able to steal it off the wiki so I could do a quick edit on the eyes to make them look even stupider. And give the thing a little tongue. Yay for Microsoft Paint. Squish sad Pookie still S+ tier though. Oshiara ban. Okay. I'm gonna start with Shaolant. He looks like he's got a couple leads. He could go late Torment with Acronox Yowler. He could go something with Gallios. Me and Logain have the exact same 8 Tems. Have you had the mirror yet? Nope. I literally I created this team before the stream based off literally just the teams I was facing in my own tier list. But I did not look at anyone's team for reference or nothing. That is back to back. That's pretty nuts. Oh. You like the tongue? That's good. I almost didn't keep it in there. I'm like, fine. Both Tems do the 8 strongest possible Tems they could think of. You're not entirely wrong. Vulcan's kind of bad for Tuvine and Hazrat. But also that Gallios is kind of getting scarier now that 2 of its counters got banned out. Definitely have to pick up Platamus. Just so I can have a better matchup into it. I shouldn't have to worry about this Lawali having drill because I'm sure it has handcuffs, so he can double into the Shaolant. With any, I'm gonna try and double in on the Lawali slot. Fire Soul Shout, try and take it out. And just so I don't proc comebacker, so maybe I can get a second turn on Shaolant. Pick up Tuvine for sure, and I'm kind of leaning towards Inky this game, even though there's double Earths. I don't know what that Gallios has for a moveset. If it has Clay Ball, that could be really bad. I mean, Hazrat's not good against double Earth either. Inky's decent against Turok, and Hazrat's decent against Volfi. And those are the 2 most common Earths. Acronach's actually been playing way more than I thought it was going to be. That Sting change may have been more impactful than I gave it credit for. Pretty sure it's handcuffs, late torment. Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's just Shaolant, I don't think dies to that. Emphasis on think. I don't think it does. I have significant bulk invest on it. Heavy Armor Yowler? Well, it's not a res badge. Is handcuffs supposed to be revealed? I don't know if that was on the list. Either way, it wasn't. Don't give him comebacker and I'm chilling. Yeah, that's kind of the goal. I can always smack it with a high toe next turn if I manage to survive. Yeah, not quite enough. Need more offense invest in my Shaolant. Weak. See what the Lawali goes for. It can't go for allergic spread, it does just finish off the Shaolant. Oh, is it too loud? It's a pretty good song. I never expected the Pokemon typing game to have such an amazing boss theme. But yeah, it's pretty sick. Swap in Two Vine. Two Vine's pretty decent against Gallios and Garunder. Win channel point giveaway. Is that even a thing I can do? I'm just gonna Tornado CPG. If Tolkien... Okay, he does swap. The CPG kind of covers, so I'm not really worried. I'll just swap out Tolkien and bring it back in later. If it lives the turn. If it just dies, that's fine too, because it's kind of sitting there doing nothing. Oshidashi. Just throw a Feather Guide at the Garunder. I'm actually going to leave Tolkien in. If he kills with Clinch, that's fine. Whatever. But I just want to hold off a Tornado again. Hold off a Fire Tornado would be nice too. I don't have a second status I can apply. I'd made this team so that I can offer it to newer players looking for what a good solid team is in this meta, or just the general meta team for them to play. I'm actually gonna just swap in the Platamus. I'll save the Tolkien for now. The one time I wish I was Zen. When for a Toxic Stack team? Hopefully never. If I ever do like a mono toxic, sure. And sunscreen to avoid burn damage reduction from Fiery Soul. Yep, just for a better matchup into Tolkien, but it also makes it so you don't need to invest defensive TVs to survive Hazrat with Fire Chip. Because now you live Crystal Spikes without any defensive investment after the random bulk buff that Inky got. And there's not really any other breakpoints I can think of. The best gear for Special Inky? I would say so, yes. How many TVs you need to live Tolkien max special attack fire NATO fire chips on Inky though? Probably less than it takes for Sludge Gift. There is a chance Inky lives the Oshi. High chance? No. Yeah, that was close. If I had D-screen, I probably would have lived, but I had pants on screen. Oh no, a comebacker. That's why. I didn't even consider that for some reason. Oh right, it doesn't help with the Owler. Sometimes I forget how that works. I just completely ignore that entire fact. It is decent counterplay to a gear that's generally super strong though. It's not a whole lot of monotypes that are played, but it's good to punish the ones. I have to aquatics so that Gallios doesn't get its signature off. Hopefully Gallios unbanned from TemCS. Yeah, I'd imagine it will be now. For anyone who didn't catch it, the TemCS that was supposed to not be delayed after the poll is now delayed once more. Which is, it's since it's delayed so long, it works for me. It's a bit sad to see though, but there's just a few too many bugs, and it looks like they're trying to get them all fixed, so I can appreciate that. I was just worried that they'd delay it only like a week or two, and I wouldn't have enough time to reschedule stuff, but it works for me. They were talking even like November or so. GG. Implying 1.5.1 won't have any bugs. Hey, promoted. I don't really feel good about being promoted after a match using a meta team, but why is this song always so much louder? I don't understand. For anyone who didn't catch it, I did post a tier list yesterday. Or 2 days ago on stream. I did full tier list with explanations, posted on YouTube, and I added timestamps if anyone would like to hop around and check out just individual stuff. So Side Park this week, Side Park is Grumble and Osuchi. It is a Luma week, but I have both of those Tems as perfect Lumas, so I will not be hunting there this week. The Umbra Pookie radars in room. This is still my 6th. Put the names in chat. Those two. I still can't believe you put my Camel in D tier. That's right, you did respond at the end. I love Capire. I really use it on my Tental team a lot, especially way back when. I'm not sure why they nerfed Last Rush. It basically makes the attack buff they gave it moot. It just doesn't... It's probably an overall nerf. I don't know the calcs offhand. I guess it does more when Last Rush isn't procced. But I feel like it's taking away from its ability to be a late game sweeper that it wants to be, just a cleaner. So it's super weird. If we put my nature D in C, even though you don't disagree, still trying to cope. I hope that building blocks gets reworked into an item that's not as garbage as it is right now, but not as overpowered as it used to be as well. It would be nice if they could find a balance. Apex Legends plans to make new stuff. I don't personally. I just don't think one new Tem every once in a while would save the game. I don't think 10 new Tems every month would save the game. Not really sure what would though. We'll see what happens in 1.6, and if we get a second season of Tem CS, that'll be really interesting to see. I mean, why Gallios is buggy on release? Oh, gotcha. Mismatching conversation. I'm gonna save the game. Which Luma is rare, Osuchi or Grumble? I think Grumble has like an 80% spawn rate, and Osuchi has a 75% spawn rate. So I would say Osuchi just slightly, but both are. Yeah, probably Osuchi, just by a little. This is worth getting more. Whichever one you think looks cooler. I personally love Grumble and find use for it pretty often. Osuchi is a bit harder to slot Osakai on a team now. Maybe if they give it a way to boost its speed that's not footwork, or if they buff footwork, maybe. Didn't queue, did I? I have a notification in the top left. I can check again. Maybe something sold on the auction house, or there was another bid for Burrow that says I didn't get it. Surely base stats would help Osakai, right? Oh, did you read my posts like cube? I made a post about how base stats aren't a good way to balance the game earlier in comp feedback. There was some pushback on it from a few people, but I tried to refute them as best I could, as I still believe it is not a healthy, balanced direction. Only read the title of it. Gotcha. What do I do apart from stream? I'm still in school, so I'm in college going for an accounting degree, so that takes up quite a bit of time. Hang out with friends when I can. I like board games. Pickleball is something I'm recently getting into. It's pretty fun. It's about the only outside activity I do. I like to go on walks too, but it's getting colder now, so that's harder to do. Going for a biology degree? Awesome. Didn't comment on the base stat thing, did you agree? Once you saw that randomly added bulk to mix, he was like, okay, yeah. A lot do work. Yeah, I mean, I'll be graduating in December, and I've already got a job lined up. I got the offer over the summer after my internship, so I don't have to worry too much about work, because I'll just be able to hop right back into it. Shouldn't interrupt my stream schedule too much. It will delay when I'm able to stream a lot more, because right now during the school year I'm streaming at around 2 o'clock my time. But once it goes back to once I go to work again, it'll be closer to probably 6 my time. Not that that really helps. Thank you, thank you. Work stream, accounting stream. Yeah, I mean, accounting is like a confidential job. You're not supposed to reveal the numbers for a company. West Coaster? No, I'm Central Time USA. Close enough. Yeah, true. We're at the point where everyone's going to bed and other people aren't quite off of work yet. It's kind of a dead point in queue times. So hoping we could kind of just get through like 8 games pretty quick. I could maybe stream in like instead of work one day, because I get super ahead of stuff and I'm able to work online sometimes. But I would not bank on that happening. It'll save me from my 8-minute queue. I'm not sure, well, like, I guess the new patch hype is just kind of gone now. I think of attack to fix sacrifice. I did mention you, that's funny. Thank you, like you. Good luck, have fun. Think of at to fix sacrifice and still leave the Schween's Horn OP. I'm not quite understanding what you're saying. Like just talking about the bugs, all the recoil bugs. I would prefer if all the bugs got fixed. I definitely don't think Schween's Horn should stay as is. There's no reason to give like the strongest defensive type that much of an offensive boost as well. Okay, so Lake Cube's got a pretty bulky team here. I'm immediately not super a fan of Mashuk. With 2 wins, I'm sure it has turbo. And it would be an option to outspeed some of my speed invested Tems. I also don't have any mentals. Headset exploded. Yeah, so I should probably get a new headset at some point. Once I get my own place, I'll probably get like a desk mic standalone thing rather than a headset. Should be a lot easier for it should be a lot more pleasant to listen to. I know like when I laugh or just breathe heavily sometimes it just sounds awful. Sorry about that though. Yeah. As it stands it's just not great. My headsets never last super long, so I don't buy really high quality ones. I just pick up like a $50 one, lasts me like 9 months, and I call it good. Heavy breathing. Maybe not heavy breathing, more like just sneezing or something. No remaining melees makes Volphy a solid pick, especially since my flexible lead of Shaolant got banned. Buying a new mic with all the Twitch revenue? No, I've been putting the Twitch revenue into commissioning emotes. The Gallus is there. That it doesn't really count as an earth or the melee type turn one. I'm not sure what the plan is here. I feel like a Sludge Gift and a Fiery Soul just kills Gialis. And that Garender can't do much turn 1 here. Umbra's so pretty. Yeah, Gialis is one of the better Umbras in my opinion. Not that I think the Jade Crystals look bad for it. Inky Man. Yeah, I definitely want to not deal with Adoro. Thank you. I'll pick Oshiara here. Since it's a slower team, Oshiara can really pick on it. You're a fan of the green Gyaos? Lots of people hate it though. Lots of people just don't like green Lumas, shinies. It's kind of, I feel like it was a Pokemon thing and it just kind of leaked over here. I like Tuvine and Bottomus more than I like, just because it's better matchup into Molgu and Turok here. Hazrat I'd really only want for this lead. I debated on picking it for it, but I realized into the back half of the team it just wasn't going to be that great. He's the only pretty green one. Like, come on, you mean Grumper's not your favorite Luma? Alright, since I have Tuvine in the back, I'm not immediately afraid of Grunder. As in, there's nothing in the back that wants to swap into a Fiery Soul Sludge Gift, so even if this misses the kill and I get tons of mirroring damage, okay, Grunder swapped out. Luma Grumper looks like it's going to throw up. Grumper's ugly because he got even uglier. Oh, that does not kill. That's a really bulky Gyalis. Lero, hello, welcome. I'd like to keep Volphy alive just as another counter to Garunder. I could swap in Oshiara here, but that actually wastes a turn of Fake Beard. So I'm just going to swap in Platamus. What is Fiery Soul? There's still nothing that really wants to eat that. Like keep sniping and calcing so it lives my spreads. Nah. He's just sniping for more content because there's a severe lack of that. On ladder right now, it seems. Sharp Stabs and the Turbo Attack will probably get close to killing Platamus, but it'll never actually kill. Resistant Gyalis, or you play Resistant Gyalis, but Mirroring looks good this patch. I feel like there's been quite a few special attackers. Especially some of the main ones that you're using to beat up Gyalis are just like a Volphy Tolkien. Alright, I'm gonna Aquatic Molgu. If it swaps, that's fine, because I'll at least know. Or either Platamus dies and I get a free swap in, I can swap in like Tuvine, or it doesn't swap and it just takes the hit, and that's good. So, and the Fire Tornado on move flank, pick on its low special defense. Okay, so Grinder does swap in. I almost doubled the move flank, but I just wasn't confident that a like Tornado plus Aquatic would kill it, even with its low special defense. I just don't know how much HP invest it has, so I didn't want to risk. Yeah, that would not have killed. So I don't think Grunder should only have one hold off. I kind of don't want to just leave the move flank here. At the same time, I can't kill it. I could throw a wind burst its way, I guess. Prevent the unnoticed proc. And not overexert on stamina, just in case I don't get defibrillated here. And maybe a tornado would have killed. Probably would have been close. Ah, maybe I should have just wind burst into the Grunder. That would have been safer. This isn't that bad though, because I just bring in Oshiara. Isn't this Tem fun, guys? I'll just Feather Gat just in case swap. Yeah, move flank always outspeeds. I figured out the move flank was faster than my Tolkien earlier when we were both using normal prio moves. The base jump versus fire tornado turn. So. So I knew it was gonna outspeed with Goring, no matter what I did. I could have water bladed, I guess. So that would have been smarter. That would have 100% been smarter to water blade the move flank, and just use whatever on 2-Vine to kill the Grunder. I just wasn't thinking. Two-Vine should take a bunch from this. Yeah. Almost as much as the Mulgu, really. Just kind of sad. Yeah, I couldn't quite take out the Mulgu. Very low chance Oshiara survives. No, very high chance Oshiara survives. Yeah, GG. You never know how to play against this team. Yeah, it sucks. It so sucks. Normal OCR sweep things. You feel like you try and just run it down, you get out traded. Yeah, I know that's exactly the thing. Like all these Tems are just numerically stronger than the rest, and there's so few ways you can actually outplay, because tools are just taken away. That really your best option is something in the realm of more damage. Played well though. I was kind of throwing when I decided to tsunami into the move flank or underboard, but yeah, thank you. GG's. Matchup fishing team. I could bring back some monotype teams, I suppose. I did Earth last time. I'll just do Crystal this time. No, that sounds awful. There's too many fires and Earths around. Mono water team or something. the Razo Nightmare team. Is it possible to sneak Capire on the faster meta team? I mean, there's options you can switch around. You would be running a subpar team. Like, you could replace... You could probably drop Tolkien. And then you'd want move flank on there. You'd probably have to actually just drop Hazrat and Oshiara to put Kapire and Mooflank, but that's just making it worse. When Digital Chromion team? I did do a breed project back when breeding was the only way to get Tems for a 1 SV in every stat Pigment Inverter Digital Chromion. Back when it was literally the worst time in the game. It's still pretty much the worst time in the game because Pigment Inverter doesn't give it any bonus. But a 0 stat mint will just maybe beating it slightly. I think I've only got one of those Chromions left. I still have some of the breeding pairs for it. Collector Tem, yeah. I kind of wish I got one of the Umbras with Furt. That would be super cool. But somebody's been buying up almost all of the Luma eggs under 40k. And I don't have that many funds to throw around anymore. So I just snapping something I was gonna do. I do have a barn sheet egg though. Not a Towley egg, a barn sheet egg. From back when Towley didn't exist. Market's insane right now, I know. Just for a random Scaravolt to cost 200k. Luma Scaravolt. It's almost worth like farming cheap, easy to get Lumas just to sell on auction house, but I think you'd rather be doing Digilayers. I think some people figured out a really easy way to run Pyco Digilayers. Get the thing done in like half an hour and just kind of run it. You get Fire Furt potentially, and it's a lower percent, so you can get quite a few drops in OT. Check the AH, like you'd rather just radar. Yeah, exactly. Fishing. Auto mod's harsh. I mean, eventually I should get like a better mod system or a bot in here. I don't use anything that could really remotely be considered cursing, so that's like I'm not going to prevent other people from it. Okay, so this is probably going to be the last game I play with the faster meta team. After this, I'll swap over to the bulkier variation for like 4 games, and then I'll call it. Facing against Kunduz, though. This is interesting. Acronox Oshiara Umbras look pretty cool. I've been banning Mashuk, and I feel like it's still like one of the better bans. Got your first Umbra after like 8 radars, Hedgen. Oh, awesome, congrats. I don't even know if I've seen an Umbra Hedgen yet. Are the flames like purple? Like the purple accent they seem to use on some of them? Or is it all just kind of the same? Are they the same color of the eyes? That's what I'm trying to get at. I hope they are. If they aren't, that's a little bit disappointing. Flames and eyes are purple? Okay, good, good. I'm sure that looks pretty sick then. The reason I led Volfi here is because I didn't want to have to face 2-wire Zyzer. This way I was able to use handcuffs to push off the Zyzer, neutralized, and then hit it with a water attack from either Oshiara or Platamus. But now I have to deal with whatever this is. So this looks like the perfect result of I'm sick of Inky and Shelllant leads. Because Shelllant can't effectively deal with Acronox. And like I guess I could have picked Inky. Well, if I led Inky Shelllant, sure, I don't know. Only plan to go for Umbers of Thames. You don't like the Luma. Hedgen is one. Trying Hazrat and Platimus too. Very fair. You don't like the Naked Mole Rat Hazrat? And I'm not really sure why Platimus is pink either. We see Inky Band now. My options for dealing with Garunder are dwindling. I would prefer not to deal with it now. I'm probably just going to leave Shelllant. Shelllant is really just to open up a flexible lead. It's not that great in the back. It has options. It's just I'm not going to bother. Spiffy McTaco, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I would actually really like to get rid of Barnshe to free up my Toxics. So I'm going to ignore the Acronox. It's likely going to swap for Amphitheater anyways. But this thing could be super bulky and... Oh, 2-wire. Okay. That's kind of whatever. Alright, it's Mom's Lunch 2-wire. No? It is, yeah. That's right, I was speed tied, I was confused. Yeah. So this is the result of giving Barnshe bulk buffs. It's already got pretty respectable special defense, but giving it more HP and even more special defense just makes it so the thing just sucks. So he's getting rid of my Tolkien, so his Acronox has a better matchup. I'd like to keep Tolkien around for Acronox, but honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to get a great board for it. He's got 3 wind resists on his team. I'm going to Plague the Barnshe one more time. I'm going to throw a Fiery Soul at the 2-wire, actually. Nice! Oshar is effectively dead now. Because I'll just hit it with Volphy again. I guess if the 2-wire turbo attacks and uses... and, like, Turbine Water Blade on the Volphy next turn, I probably die. No, it's on the Tolkien. Alright. There's not going to be a whole lot of good boards for Platimus, so I'm just going to bring it in now. I know. Where did that emote come from, and why are people using it? I don't think I'm going to have a Pookie equivalent of that, because I personally just wouldn't use it, and I'd like emotes that I would actually use. Okay, so Refreshing Breeze, Synergy. That's very interesting. Never have I been more glad to have a Hazrat on this team. No idea, you just hopped on the hype train. Yeah, like emoji metaslave. Ugh. I'd like Volfi to get more stamina than I would get just by resting here. But I'm not... I don't have anything I really want to swap into. I need to save Hazrat and at least one water to deal with Amphitheater late game. I can't imagine any world where Barnsheet dies to an aquatic here. The only swap in would be Oshiara. But that's really sketch. Russian Breeze just looks like great value, Bush. You missing something? No, you're just about right. Yeah, it doesn't quite kill. Determined value. Okay, time split, that sucks. I'm rotten going now, though. I'm sure I died of the tornado that's coming my way, but I don't have a whole lot I can do against it. Refreshing Breeze is actually going to screw me over way more than I would have ever imagined. Yeah, this is actually kind of troll. So I needed to save one of my waters to deal with Amphitheater. Or to provide synergy to Hazrat to deal with Amphitheater. That is an interesting swap that I was not expecting. So that does like 30.5%. 30, or just enough so that one more will kill me, unfortunately. I was gonna swap out for Volfi now. And I'll go Toxin Shower just in case I outspeed. I'm not sure how bulky the Amphitheater is. I could Aquatic Rowan just for some chip, but just in case he doesn't attack me, that would be bad. He is faster, and it's just so unfortunate he kills me there. So no matter what, the game's now down to a 50-50. Because I can either swap in Hazrat now, and potentially swap Volfi for Oshiara, get Synergy, Lava Wave, and kill the Amphitheater. Or I can bring in Tolkien and try and Tornado the Acronox. I don't like either option. Because if I swap in the Tolkien, it's very realistic he could just swap in... Okay, really? Refreshing Diabolo. He could swap in 2-wire in the Acronox slot, neutralize my Tolkien, and then just hit it with a Plague. Tolkien doesn't have great special defense, I'm sure it would die. I think the only way I win is by taking this risk and somehow he doesn't swap. There's really no reason for him not to. He doesn't lose anything. Yeah. I'm the only one that loses tempo here. I guess I could have doubled into the 2-wire. I was expecting him to swap in Barnshee, honestly. Because Barnshee would just, you know, die. Oh, quicksand, that was his plan. Barnshee taking all that damage was... Yeah, I mean, yeah, like... Barnshee was never really a bad Tem, and Wind is such a crazy like, crazy typing in general. And now that it's relatively bulky, it just... Oh, sure, 500 HP, I get my speed from Time Split. It's Pocus 2.0. Just doesn't have sleep or regen. But really, it's not bad. Toxin Shower. I should really just forfeit. I have no way of dealing with this Acronox. Like, it looks like I do with Tolkien, but I don't. He's gonna keep that no health Barnshee alive in the back until I bring Tolkien in to try and do anything at all. No Venom spread. He doesn't really have any. He doesn't have Cobweb. He doesn't have any other Tems to really apply it either, so. -4 Oshiara. Ah, die to the Bright Beam. It feels so bad. I'm surprised he let my Volphy survive to trap in the Acronox. But he still has the Barnshee alive with +2 speed. Tornado. Kill my Hazrat, and I have nothing against that. So he was covering both sides. Why'd they make Sting special attack? Randomest buff ever. I mean, oh wow, that I needed the Plague to kill. Oh, it's got Coat. I think it was just fine. Acronox was kind of in a rough spot. Definitely wasn't comparing to most of his competitors. Very interesting, though. Super bulky team with speed control, essentially, is what this was. He's definitely prepared for a lot of meta team options, which makes sense. That's kind of the downside of this team, is if you do play against a top player, they're going to know exactly what your team is like and how to play against you. But yes, that's going to be it for the offense, or the faster variation. I will be running some games with the bulky one. Hopefully going to do 4, but if queues are long, it might only be like 3. GG's to Kunders. Okay. Shrampy. Yeah, half hard. Not quite half. Back. Good luck, have fun. Now you can enjoy content without having to play. I really like the team. It's super interesting. Caught me off guard with a whole bunch of stuff, though. Was not expecting that refreshing breeze. I didn't even think about that Hurry War would work with it. Shimurian Band's a bit interesting. Makes you win a whole bunch of bad matchups for Oshiara by buffing Amp for debuffing a Toxic into a one-shot. Yeah, I gave it a shot on one of the other Tems that learned it. Oshiara wasn't one I considered though, but yeah, I mean it does have a flex, kind of a flex slot. So it can slot the move for sure. And with Hurry Wart being able to use it turn 2. Oh, I tried it on 2Kai, that's what it was. Yeah, Oshiara. So that's pretty rough. I can sack the Volphy to take down. I'd have to sack basically both of these Tems just to take out Oshiara. Otherwise, I guess Adoro's a really good swap into this lead, but it's super bad into the back of the team. Azure Spreader made the Breeze -2 both opponents. That'd be really fun. Probably be a bit too strong, but it would be fun for sure. Doing side park since we got here and your mind isn't dumb already. Yeah, don't overdo it. You're never guaranteed anything from side park. Want the Luma drops. Oh, to eat more perfect 5% Lumas. Get rid of your 2-wire. Oh no, that's awful. I can't. I would never be able to get rid of my perfects. Yeah, Doro value. Another person with my exact team. I mean, the code is literally already on the side of the screen, so it does make some sense. Literally been there for an hour. Saw the team and just ran into 4 by Logain. Yeah, I think Logain was actually running the team before, because Welsh stopped by and said he was running the same thing. It was just a coincidence, though. About the best token swap in I'm gonna get. Gotta deal with this Volarin, don't want it scaling up a special defense too bad. You pick ban with 2 Vine in it is easy with Barnshee, Toxic Quartz, ban it and you do the optimal ban. Really? It is an aerobic Volarin. I was not expecting that. I don't need to hold Tornado for anything. So I'd rather just have higher damage on the Volarend. I want to hold Platamus, the Aquatic, for later. So I'm going to just swap in Garunder actually. I hope he doesn't CPG, but it's certainly possible. I'm gonna say bye-bye to perfect Living Yowler. Pain. Bye-bye, goodbye, Yowler. Good Garunder swap. Honestly, I don't need token for anything else. I'm just gonna stay in, Fiery Soul the Volarend, and Nox Bomb the Yoshiara. I was hoping the Volarend would stay in, but I wasn't expecting it to. Oh wow, the Yoshiara swap too. That was a big surprise. Wow, even that word's banned, but auto mod. He's losing health on all his Tems just swapping around, but he is trying to he's repositioning really well. I'd like to keep Garunder around a bit longer. But I need something to die. Wolfie is looking like it's going to be my best game cleaner option. So I'm actually just going to Paizo the Turok here. It's not a lot of damage, but it's something. It should die to a plague at the very least. Alright, Tolkien goes down. So there's two options: either Volarend comes in or Chimerian comes in. Okay, Chimerian. I don't think a Nox Bomb kills Chimerian, and I'm a bit afraid of a Frond Whip onto the Volphy. So I'm actually going to double into the Chimerian slot, I think. Predicting it's a Turbine. Could have avoided that damage on Volphy for sure then. Umbra Oshiara gives 5,000 when yeeted. That's pretty crazy. I really hope this Plague finishes off Turok. Nice. It should be game. GG. I had to make some predictions that game, like predicting the Frond Whip on the Chimerian that you'd ignore the Garunder and such. Not expecting the aerobic Volar end either. Fake Beard can work with either anaerobic or aerobic, so I just never know. It's a 50-50, yeah. Kind of rough. It was a fun game though. Steam has quite a few counters to Oshiara. One of my least favorite Lumas is Valiar, because I love Valiar, but it just doesn't change enough. You can hardly tell it's Luma. If that was to get a lower percent Umbra, it would probably be for that. Also for the fact I don't have its Luma yet. But then again, it doesn't have any egg moves, and it would be much higher value to get a Tem with that has a ton of egg moves you can get for free with an Umbra. Yes, this variation. Gag Bomb! Alright. He's got a... Gag Bomb's been playing like faster teams for a long time now. Ban my Garunder. Oh wow, my brain saw Platimus and Moala, and I was almost like, man, I gotta ban the Moala now because my E-Drink user's gone. I still have to be really wary of Moala because its new trait is dangerous, but it's not an immediate threat like it used to be. I hate these mirror matchups because there's just not a lot of room to make plays. Luma's not even a flex anymore. I have the Lumas turned off on this team today because I wanted people to be able to see what the Tems look like easier. This is meant to be a bit more of a like a newer player introduction video, but I haven't been doing a great job of analyzing things as I normally do. It's harder to analyze gameplay well with a team that you're not overly familiar with, is the essence of it. Being too nice. Derailed chat with random stuff? No worries. It's more entertaining for me that way. I'll come out later this week with like a build guide for a whole bunch of stuff. Hopefully help people some too. Really don't want to deal with Volphy. Turn one, I'd bet that Mashukta stays in and eats the beta. Every time lately you come to my stream, it's like last game. I've been streaming at the same time for the most part. I did start streaming a bit later today than usual, so I guess that probably helps. Wolfie's nice. Platimus is okay. I'd rather bring Platimus than Nestla right now, just because of Ocean, or because Amphitheater kind of walls Nestla completely. Not enjoy your presence. I usually stream for about 2.5 hours because I like to do other stuff in a day. And you usually come when that time is up. Yeah. I'll bring Turok. Scared I'm a stream. I haven't run into a lot of people that seem like they're stream sniping, and if they have, I always kind of say it's just like, if you want to win that bad, that's just fine. I'm playing for fun. Other stuff aside from Temtem. Yeah. I try and keep a social life. Yeah, marbles on Platamus. That sucks. Marion's super valuable. I'd like to keep it for later because it just kills Amphitheater guys in my Amawala. I'm not getting a ton of value with my Platamus though, so it's decent for it to come in. Slight Park offline. I mean, sometimes I do play some comp matches later in the day, just a few of them. My more main team that I'm running. Oh, that's a high attack invest Mashuk. Huh, okay. That is not really what I wanted to see. It's probably like a... Is that a parry or Mashuk maybe? It just seems really bulky compared to most Mashuks I'm used to. And but it did use uppercut, so it's like I can't tell if it's low stam or not. Synergy Turbo I couldn't do anything about, but I can at least nerf the Gazuma a little bit on its special attack. The morale boosting whip actually working against the Mashuk here if it is tireless. And the marbles hurts my stam rotation quite bad. Eat that, Mashuk. Ah, yes, Sidoro. Reactive Vial. Toxic Skin. Like I said, I didn't really need Platypus for anything, so using it just to kind of get rid of these two Tems quite a bit helps significantly. I'm just going to use Denigrate again. I know it OXs me, but that's fine. It'd be great if I could get the Toxin Shower off, but... Even 6 Toxics can't beat the Meta Slaves? What do you mean? The Meta Slaves are on like triple Toxic at least double Wind, so... It's tough to deal with. Live, Blatimus! Oh, special attack invested. Exact number of toxics and wins. I mean, that's what everyone's on. I can't blame you. Wins are the only toxic or counter to toxics, so you're kind of required to run them. Wins aren't really what beats toxics. I mean, Barnshi, Turok, and Tuvine do a pretty good job. And Bait beats toxics too. Yeah, Bait. I don't know how fast this Moala is. If it's slow, I just bring in Shim here. and I CPG. If it's not, then heck if I know. I feel the wallet pretty hard. You're saying most wins don't even trade that well. That's fair. Oh, Tesla Prison to make them wall outspeed. That's smart. I didn't think of that. I would have smacked the Amphitheater if I knew that, because I can deal with Moala a lot easier than I can deal with this Amphitheater. And I had bait, so I wouldn't have been put to sleep. Now not being auto cringe anymore feels weird. So many turns, he was so close to hard reading your opponent and they did the exact play he was going to protect. Oh, so unfortunate. Wasn't expecting the Rotten Goo, I was expecting the Toxin Shower. I wanted the Frond Whip off for that reason. On the off chance I don't die here, I guess I could have saved Shimurian late game to do something. Because it's not like it'll die in one hit to the Amphitheater, so that was a mistake on my part. I should have played that better. In a 1v1 of Volphy versus Amphitheater, Amphitheater cannot use Bright Beam to get evasion. And it is settling, so it will not be able to heal. So that's essentially what I'm aiming for. I should have doubled the Amphitheater slot. A Dust Vortex plus V-Gust would have killed it. And would have killed the Platimus too. So that was a mistake. He is forced to take another Toxic Tick from Adoro though, which is nice. Free chip on Amphitheater. Yeah, Bright Beam doesn't avoid that either. So now he has to take another one. Remember when Adoro got nerfed, guys? I hate this dumb. Very strong. Yeah, Adoro's very stupid. Playing bad Amph. I actually really like settling Amph. I think the only reason that you're getting like extra relaxed value is because of that Refreshing Breeze strategy. but it's not like either one's bad. Amp in general seems really good this patch. Because the difference between this amp and other ones, or Relax, is that you can't ignore settling amp as easily. Relax, you just ignore to the ends of the earth until it's the last time in the game, and then you just try and have a positive match into it at the very end. But GG's Gag Bomb. Relax, you also just heal from like 10% back to full every second game. I don't know who's bothering to get a relaxed amp down to 10%. I guess if you swap it into something, and then you face an opponent that doesn't have adequate priority to finish it off. Oh, another rematch against Rompy. Good luck, have fun. Once again. I'm not intentionally doing it. You see when I queue up. People often hit it when it doesn't have hold up, and then you can spam evading. See it, but I don't understand that. Like, unless you're one-shotting it or doubling in to kill it, you're not going to. And I don't like a good amp is calced to survive significant damage. Unless you got like a Chimmery and after a sharpening CPG or something. I like Brock, but not when it's played against me. Alright, flexible lead in the flesh. I kinda have to do the same thing as last time. No, I don't have a Doro this time. Valero, thank you for the sub. I really appreciate it. It's tough. I think speed and stamina control top run Diabolo makes relaxed amp a better version. Tried settling, sad you weren't healing a lot. You know, I'm just glad that we can now actually argue about which amphitheater trait is better, rather than just having a useless one in infectious. So I'm finding success with settling, and if you're finding success with relaxed, all the better. I don't want to deal with Inky, especially if Wolfie gets banned. Do you think settling is good now? Yeah, yeah. The amphitheater settling change is by far my favorite in the entire patch. At the very least, having it as an option is so nice. Sam can't be set for Owly Fury. Yeah, that one's still one of the stranger changes. Yeah, drill stonks are way up this patch, for sure. All the evasion around. don't have a drill on this team, but I mean, I could have put one somewhere. Wolfie's item's flexible. Having drill Wolfie would help me significantly against inky leads, but it's also really best of one. People just ban the Wolfie and still do the shell and inky lead afterwards. Seeing drill Grumper, Garunder, and Inky in previous matches when it's supposed to be revealed is infuriating to no end. Yeah, sorry Chimuri, or sorry Nestle, you're just gonna have to die here. Shell's a bit sus. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Whip Shell. It's definitely sketch. Also, like heater tokens can remove it too. Heater token to kill Chim, it just screws the evasion. Yeah, that's what I would expect. I mean, I don't think it's meant to be led with Chimerian, it's probably more for Inky, and then Inky probably runs Pan Sunscreen so it can't be burned. And if Inky gets neutralized, that also works in its favor pretty well. Nice, faster than the lower end. Prevent it from gaining any speed with aerobic. Problem is, I really don't have any ways to kill this Chimerian now that I realize. I guess I should have banned it, because my fire got banned out. This team's only got like one fire. Well, I'm glad I realized that, so I can kind of like detail it in my squad sharing posts later and be here to tell you guys that Chimerian is a threat to this entire team. Shrompy needs to win this. He's got it, so no worries there. I don't have any ways to kill this Chimerian, really. Literally, I'm gonna throw an aquatic at it just so I can deal some damage. He's doubling into the Wolfie because it's the bigger problem here. Yeah, this is the bulkier variation of the meta team I made, so. Yeah, he's playing well. I don't really have anything I can do here. Even if I bring in Nestle, I have to live a V-Gust and a Plague, and that's just to trade even. Just tough. Maybe. Chunky Nesla, let's go. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I still lose this so bad. At least take the Volarend with me, though. It's actually a really speedy Volphy, it seems like. That outsped the Chimerian, and his Chimerian outsped my Chimerian. Maybe it's just a 221 Volphy. I guess that makes sense. Outspeed Oshiara's. How much would a Feather Gatling have done? Probably like 30%. Not even. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of attack on this track. GG's. Alright. Probably got one game left, and then I'll plan on ending the stream. Go grab supper before the dining hall closes. Would have streamed for a bit longer, but I started late because I was crafting the teams ahead of time. GG, got me that time. The Chimerian was a way bigger problem than I gave it credit for. Take notes of what stuff I'm weak to. Faster team. Just look at banning Mashuk. Bulky or ban Chim. Wonder if you should run a speedy Chim. Bulky feels nice but hurts most of the time. I always like bulky Chim. I mean, speedy definitely has its upsides, but I feel like it's gonna. Speedy Chim's a lot better when Golzy's meta. How many Umbra Pookies so far? If it's possible for negatives, I would say -7. But yeah, this is the 6th radar for it. No luck yet. Skill issue? Yeah, I think after I went 0-7 with the Earthbreaker team and like 1-6 with the Madness buff team right before that, the game's just like, yeah, you don't even deserve Umbras, man. Radar 6 is rough. It's not that bad. I'm just glad the Pookies is like the cheapest radar out there because it's 100% spawn rate. If it costs a significant amount, that would be sad. But really, all these radars together probably equal about like 1-5% radar. It's more about the time it takes to do a radar, but it's just background content for streams anyways. So the longer it lasts, the better, and the less feathers I have to spend on normal radars. Even though I have an excess of feathers right now. I'll probably go back to spamming Pup-Voice radars, because the Waddle's the first low percent Tem I want to get a Luma of. 0-1 on both Godi and Hazrak, got Volphy on your 4th. It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, 5 is at odds. 5 radars, so it's about expected. 0 and 10 on Shalant. Yeah, that's awful. That is so bad. I think I heard some people were like 0 and 14 or 0 and 15 on Show Off. That's always sad to see too. Yeah, I mean, Luma drops. It feels it feels so much worse not to hit on an Umbra radar than on a Feather one, because you can get feathers much more reasonably and grind them, but you're almost locked on how reasonably you're able to get Luma drops unless you have a million. No, a million Pansuns wouldn't even help you that much. Like, you would need like a quadrillion. Oh, chimneys. All right, I like the Amphitheater and Nature Chromion combo. I used that before. Does Heater nullify Break Show's evasion? I think the evasion actually happens at the end of the turn, so I'm not really sure. Actually breeding off your Lumafert for the first time in years. I usually almost always breed off my Lumafert unless it's like garbage female Plotamus or something. Volfiban, a bit surprising considering he's got the Chromion there, but okay. He's also got really whack speed tiers. It's probably a max speed Grumper, just so it's not completely slow. He's also got like Deluge Mudrid with no mentals on this team. And what looks like a Contemplation Tutsu without anything to actually create space for it. If I ban the Chromion, Nesla is almost free. When it's determined based on speed when the statuses apply, I think Welcomer is an exception. Like, it's a really weird special exception where it just doesn't apply until the very end of the intro sequence. But I can't say for sure. I cannot. He's actually really weak to water. Sounds like another thing to test. I don't want to ban the Amphitheater now. My team's not great against Amphitheater, even though I have stuff like Garender and Chimerian, like that wallet. If those were to get banned, or if Chimerian's ever on a board with Amphitheater plus a fire, it's gonna be a rough time. Always heat up with drill to pop your own evasion. That is true. That is an option. Nobody's stopping you from doing that except yourself. Token's nice just to apply burn, finish stuff off. Turok will be good too, once I get past this lead. Maybe Yoshiara gets picked up. Then I just pick like Garunder, which I'm probably picking anyways. Double melees and a fire with Chimerian is just kind of rough. Fraser has been successfully fished. One wind. Ah. May he rest in peace. At the bottom of the sea. I guess if you're fish, you'd probably be brought onto land, I suppose. Bait side pat. That's interesting. You like your matchup, but could totally find a way to throw because he's a good player. There's always a way to throw. Like that rest button looks really tempting whenever you're facing a new player that doesn't have level 100s. I'm just saying. I know that's super effective, but that's still a really squishy side path. That might even be base. I'm sick of losing to Toxic, so you're joining the matchup fishers. I see the issue here now. Shween's Horn not working actually helps him because he has a toxic coverage move. I got myself into this position, so I kind of deserve it. I should have saved my waters. They would have loved to be saved. Because his entire backline hates water. If it's a max speed Mudrid, I won't even be able to get Aquatic off. Waterblade Saipat. This guy's on some unique stuff there. Hello, Thundermo. Welcome to the stream. YouTube viewer finally caught a stream. Quick question. How can you begin to understand how or why you should TV train a Tem a certain way? Also, that's a really bulky Mudrid for, like, no reason at all. So, there's a lot of things to keep in mind when TV training a Tem. I go through some basic things when I'm team building at the start of most of my streams. I'm not sure if you skip past that. I know a lot of people do. But that can be helpful because I go a little bit more into depth on specific Tems why I choose the spreads I do. I'll be bringing back the in-depth guides hopefully this week, where I'll give options for spreads for a whole bunch of Tems. And like those, and then I'll go through why I put the TVs there. But I mean, things to keep in mind are speed break points, which you probably don't know yet. It's kind of tough to learn a lot of them. And then, like, for your stamina, you'll always want a 3-move rotation as long as it's reasonable to achieve. HP is always nice to live certain moves that you'll run into, like certain meta attacks, and also to be able to live. Oh, that sucks. Live various attacks. And maybe to reach breakpoints to finish off your opponents as well. I can't go through it all, like, specifically here. I know I made a team building video a while back. It doesn't do things great. I think Bloon Koji, or I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I wasn't around when he was super popular, but he has a TV guide that's quite a bit old now, but most of it stays true. You could check out as well. I did miss it, but Setrad, thank you for the follow, and the Lumaluck. I appreciate it. Oh right, it was a slow bulky Mudrid. I could have killed. You guys got some really interesting sets. I'm kind of wondering if he clicked Earthwave on his Mudrid. I'm like, even I would have outsped a base speed Mudrid there, so I'm not sure what happened. Thundermill, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate it. Ooh, now it's a max speed Tutu though. If that Tutu had Nox Bomb and he killed my Nesla, it still wouldn't have helped. But it could have changed things interesting. Game over and pick ban's very epic. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those types of teams, but it does happen sometimes. Not sure why I didn't binary there. Binary would have killed off Turok and at least done some damage to Nesla, but he never would have killed. GG's. Alright, so I hope that this video, stream kind of helped give at least an idea of how these teams play, a little bit of pick ban. I'm planning to detail these a bit more in squad sharing, chat on the main Discord, and if anyone has any questions, I would prefer you actually respond or ask them in there, just in case somebody else has the same question, and then we can kind of answer it all at once, and it would be really helpful. I do have the codes on the side of the screen right now, so they were posted during the whole stream. Nothing, I can put them on the screen again, but they're already there. I think that's about all I got today. Thank you all so much for watching. Tomorrow, I don't know my schedule for tomorrow yet. Can't guarantee a stream, but I'll try and get one if I can. So, yes, thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.